Welcome to the second video of our three-part series on how to score for your O-Level Paper 2 summary. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the number one error that a lot of students make when selecting points that cause them to lose marks, okay, which is just not worth it, okay. And I'm going to teach you one very powerful technique in finding the right point. So, here I have the passage. Okay, it says, okay, I've pasted the question here so that it's easy for you to see. From paragraphs to paragraph 3 to 4, okay, summarize the ways man abused and inflicted suffering on animals. We did, from the earlier video, learn that we are looking for words that have negative connotation. Okay, and if possible, we can also look for words that are verbs, action words, okay? But mainly, any words that are negative, those are what we're looking out for. Right. Okay, before I dive into this technique, okay, this summary technique, I would want to point out one thing that a lot of people, I would say, it's a very grave mistake that a lot of students make. Okay, so if this is you, okay, yeah, do pay attention. Now, sometimes okay, I'm just like hypothetically selecting some points, okay, just for illustration. So maybe during the summary, I'm just selecting a lot of points here, here. Right. Now, it's just random. I just want to show you how a lot of students do it. Now, they selected a bunch of points here and they start paraphrasing. So they will work their way down, they will paraphrase, da da da, da da da, okay, this is done, done. Right? And by the time they got to the next paragraph, boom, boom, oh my goodness, I have a limit of 80 words, and I realized I just slightly exceeded 80 words over here. I have like 82 words right now. So what they do, they cut off from here and they ignore everything at the bottom. That is a very, very wrong way to do a summary. Now, the first reason why this is wrong is that there is no reason to believe that the points at the bottom here are any less important than the points here. Now, there's a very high chance that if you're running out of words, there are points that you have selected which are not points. So maybe this is not a point, and you have just wasted 5 words on it, and this possibly is not a point, and you wasted another 10 words on it. Okay, that is how a lot of people lose marks in summary when it comes to point selection. To score the 8 marks is very easy if you just follow this one technique. Okay, this is what we call the KIV technique. But before that, let me just clear this up. Now, how do we use the KIV technique? To understand the rationale of KIV technique, you must know your word count is limited. You are limited to 80 words. So you have to be very, very selective on what you pick as your point. And that tells you there are some points that you may not be very sure if they're points. Okay, we will label them as KIV points. KIV stands for keep in view. What are some of these points that you want to label as KIV? Points that are potentially irrelevant. Okay? You're not 100% sure if it is what the examiners are looking for. Secondly, points that are potentially repeated. Points that are potentially, okay, they're just elaboration of an earlier point. KIV is also useful for points that you do not understand fully. Okay. Once in a while you see some point and you ask yourself, like, do I really understand this? If that crosses your mind, KIV, okay, it's not worth your effort picking that as a point, and even if that is a point and you end up paraphrasing it wrongly or understanding it wrongly, it's just pointless. And then, yep. So those are the points that we try to KIV. The 4 different types of points here. Let's see. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say not understand. You do not understand fully. You're only 60-70% sure. So let's try this. We're looking at this question here. How man abused and inflicted suffering on animals. So we're looking at points that are negative in nature. So let's go line by line. I will show you for paragraph 3 and for paragraph 4. I'm going to leave it to you to do your own exercise. Okay, now let's start with this line. There were several effects of this new attitude towards animal. There is nothing negative over here. Okay, and then let's move on. One was that they were used for entertainment. Nothing too negative, often of a degrading nature. They were used for entertainment. We could see this is the way they were used, but here, this is the part where you will say, that's something negative, and I believe this whole thing is therefore a point. Moving on, traveling showmen included performing monkeys and dancing bears in their display, making these animals look foolish. The word foolish tells us, hey, this is bad, negative connotation. Circuses attracted crowds curious to see animals specially trained to entertain them with tricks. Now, I'm not too sure if this is a point, like animals are being trained to entertain with tricks. It doesn't really have anything negative to it. Okay, but it does tell us maybe it's a way that we use animals, so I'm just gonna KIV this. Audiences felt a satisfying glow of superiority as they witnessed their antics. Oh, they feel some superiority. Superiority, it may be a little bit negative. Okay? If you feel superior over animals, it's definitely negative for the animals. But we're not too sure because this word itself doesn't have that much negative connotation. Okay, so I'm just gonna KIV this. Okay, insensitive to the humiliation the creatures suffered. This is where we find a point. We are insensitive, so something negative over here. This is definitely a point. The fact that circus animals were superior in some were overlooked. The word overlooked has a mild negative connotation, but I'm just gonna forget about it. Okay, I might KIV this, but let's carry on first. The most obvious was in sheer strength. The lion and elephant were much stronger than human beings, so circus acts were devised in which the strength of the animals was dominated by human intelligence. So human beings dominate animals. That is a telling sign. Dominate, is it a good or a bad word? Yeah, it's actually a bad word. To dominate someone, to dominate an animal is negative. So this is something that humans do to animals. Humans dominate the animals. Okay, the lion was skillfully trained to jump through the hoop. The elephant's bow. Okay, this is just examples. Okay, examples. I'm not even gonna care about them. Such acts have particular appeal for children. Nothing bad here. No negative word. Nor can they be blamed for this. Children cannot be blamed for this. The word blame is negative, but this is not related to the animals. This is about human beings. This is not about man, rather. Okay, this is more about the fact that they cannot be blamed. Since animals have been consistently misrepresented as cuddly toys, animals are misrepresented as cuddly toys. This is not an abuse or a suffering inflicted on animals, so we are going to skip this part. So in total, where are the points that we have? Okay, we have here, okay, here, okay, basically this everything that's underlined will be points, but we have a couple of KIV, okay, over here. These 2 points we have KIV them. Okay. So that's generally how we select points. Now, if you move down and you finish the entire thing, you would notice you might have more points than the number of words you have. You are limited to 80 words. What does that tell you if you're limited to 80 words? Each line is about 15 words here. So to make up 80 words, you need about 7.5 lines worth of words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.5 lines. So I'm just gonna put it here up till maybe 8 lines. Okay, I'm just gonna put it at 8 lines. Oh, I forgot where it was. 4, yeah, right here. Okay, oh wait, I think I miscalculated. It's not 7.5, 80, okay, now 6 lines will be 90 words, so it's more of 5.5 lines. Okay, my bad. 3, 4, 5.5 lines about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to here. So your summary must be able to fit into this here. Right. What does it tell you? Just by looking at the lines that you have made, you can roughly judge how many lines that they are going to take up. So I'm going to say this is going to take up about 3 to 4 lines over here. So that gives you a good gauge. If your entire summary, okay, after you've underlined everything, it takes up about 12 lines. What does that tell you? That means all your KIV will have to go. That's how we use the KIV. Okay? If you have enough points, you have more than enough points, you drop the KIV. If you have insufficient point, you include the KIV. Right? But we do not want to sacrifice points that are definitely points, like these points over here. Okay, we don't want to sacrifice them. Okay, another note for you is this. Now, sometimes summaries will tell you what are the problems and benefits of X. You have two parts to the summaries, A and B. Do note that in Cambridge, you have to fulfill, okay, for 8 marks, right? You got to fulfill a 4, 4. Okay? Or you can do a 3, 5. You can do a 5, 3, that's fine. But you cannot do a 6, 2, okay, to make up 8 points. Because the maximum number of marks that one component can give you is 5. So if you have 6 points in A but only 2, you are only going to end up getting 7 in total. That's your maximum. Now, in order for you guys to, for the students who are stronger at paraphrasing in saving words, okay, I have one more tip for you. We are asked to pick out 8 points, but sometimes, and very often, it is possible for you to squeeze 9 points in it. With 9 points, the chances of you securing all 8 marks is very, very high. That's how you can score a full 8 marks for your summary content. Now, in the next video, I'm going to teach you how to paraphrase. If you guys would like, if you guys are interested, you can, okay, pick out the points from paragraph 4 and then see how it goes. Okay, try to apply the skills that I've taught, okay, on KIV. And also, okay, pick out words that are negative in nature. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video when we will teach you how to do your paraphrasing.